Welcome to Conversations with Sakina. In this pick a card reading, we are going to take a look at a dream that you had that you don't remember that you had, which means we all dream many times in a single night. Some of the dreams we do remember, some we do not. This is to cover a dream that you do not remember having and to find out what message you were supposed to get from it. So take a look at the abstract pieces on the screen, choose a pile, and timestamps are in the description box below. Hello, Pile 1. We are going to take a look at what the subject matter of the dream you cannot recall having was. Give us an idea of the symbolism that might have been showing up in that dream. Okay, so we have harvest. So I feel as though the dream that you cannot recall having, that you were dreaming about when to plant what in a garden to produce the biggest harvest, whether you should do it by moon phases or what kind of seeds maybe that you should do, where you might be putting the garden. All this stuff is going on inside your head. Now, most dreams are symbolic. So there might be a meaning to the pumpkin you see on the card or the pumpkins you see on the card. There might be a meaning to, the plant or the full moon, something specifically symbolic to you. And we'll find out a little bit more through some other cards here. But this could be not about a garden at all. This could be something that you are growing that has nothing to do with plants. This could be a project that you're doing or a book that you're writing. It can be pretty much anything that needs to grow. So let's take a look and see what the cards have to share with us about the symbology of this dream. I did shuffle beforehand, but always kind of like to give it a little extra shuffle again. Okay, so the first card we have here is the Princess of Swords, which would be the Page of Swords. So I feel like you're in the process of learning something very valuable, something that you really want to communicate to other people. This learning is with the idea that once you've learned and been able to practice and use some of the skills that you are learning, that you'll be able to communicate that to other people, perhaps in class form or, even in person on a local level. And if we go back to, your harvest card, that would make a lot of sense in that, the pumpkin begins with a plant. It starts small, a seed, and then the plant grows, and then you get a small pumpkin and a medium-sized pumpkin and a large pumpkin. And then it's time to harvest. So everything is taking a little bit in time. It's going to take time to learn what you need to learn here. But let's see what else the cards are sharing. Okay, so we have the Strength card, Major Arcana Strength card. And I feel as though this has something to do with healing. That you're learning some kind of healing modality. And it's a bit more challenging perhaps than you expected it to be, but it's something that is a large part of your heart. You really want to stick with it because it is just something that you've always wanted to learn, challenge or not, and you really, really feel as though you can do this. Now, this is how you're feeling on the outside world. On the inside world, in the harvest, we're seeing it actually happened. Each step took place. So perhaps, the pumpkin, maybe you're thinking about growing herbs as an example, learning to grow herbs or learning to work with herbs for healing so that you can have your own in-home drugstore, so to speak, and not have to count on getting it from an outside source. Whatever that is, your dream is saying, this is happening. So let's move on again, get another card here and see how on or off track we are. So the Eight of Wands, we see a lot of energy going into this process of learning. And we can see the bee on the card, and the bee is collecting pollen and will go off and spread pollen to something else. So it's going to be spreading pollen to all the different flowers so they continue to grow, continue to offer value, whether this be smell, whether this be healing properties, whatever this happens to be. The bee is helping bring that energy forth, and it's focused. It's focused and attempting to master. And when you see this card, the way that this layout has been done, we are seeing the wands pointing at the Princess of Swords. And that is, the energy is flowing into all that learning. So let's see what the next card is. All right, we have the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands is about creating a foundation for what you're doing. You have to have a foundation for what you're doing. And you may feel as though you have to defend what it is that you're doing. And if you do, by all means, if it's super important to you, you won't have any problem defending. But this is your foundation. You're just getting started. But if you work it as you have been working it, in slow, methodical steps, the way that you would plant a seed and the way that you would help the seed sprout and grow into that gigantic pumpkin. And again, the symbols on the harvest card might have something specific for you. In other words, you might think something about a pumpkin that matches what it's telling you on these cards. So you need to get that foundation good and solid. And if that means, fighting off pests of some sort, because, sometimes when you're growing things, there are pests. And this isn't necessarily about growing plants. Keep that in mind. This could very well be something else completely, a healing modality like acupuncture or chakra work, or can be pretty much anything that could be considered a healing modality. But no matter what, you need to create that foundation, because that foundation needs to be strong in order to make it grow. So if in the harvest card in your dream, you planted the seed, but the seed was kind of not a very strong seed, then basically it would grow a little bit and you'd maybe get a tiny pumpkin, but you certainly wouldn't get anything like what you're seeing of the pumpkin on that card. So whatever it is you have an interest in learning, if it's a healing modality, These cards are saying go for it. Don't worry about anything. Yes, the learning is always challenging, but your dream is telling you from the way that everything grew and the light of the full moon illuminating everything, you're doing it correctly. You're doing it right. You're doing whatever it is that will make this foundation strong and will make it grow. You're not wasting your time. And interestingly enough, you've got swords, wands, and strength is fire. Okay, so we've got 3 fire cards. And the swords is an air card. So you are fanning the fire of passion for what it is that you wish to do, what it is that you're attempting to do. And your dream, in a symbolic way, was showing you that with the steps that you're taking, you can grow whatever this is into something huge, like that giant pumpkin. So we're going to take one more card. Sorry about that. Take one more card for just a small message. And out it comes. We have a couple here, so let's see what they are. Okay, the first one that came out, it says the Fairy Harper. Find the words to long forgotten songs and dance to the music in your soul. And that's saying, again, you are doing what it is that your heart is saying. Do it. You can't go wrong when you follow your heart, when you dance to the music in your soul. And the other one is the Spell Singer. Cast spells of wonder and delight. And that's just saying that when you follow your heart, you make others wonder. You make others delight. You offer things that create wonder and delight. It's a spell you don't even know that you're doing. So this is the dream information for the dream that you had but can't recall having. Hope you enjoyed Pile 1. Until next time, take care. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to Conversations with Sakina. We are going to pull a card here to discover the symbolism behind the dream that you had that you cannot recall having. So let's see what we have here. Just going to split the deck. And we have the past. So with this past card, we're seeing 2 gentle creatures on a bicycle for 2. And we see a bird following them and the person in the back turning to look and see this bird following them. Now, in this card, you're also on kind of a grassy path. It has nothing to do with being on tar or anything like that. And the bicycle, there's nothing out of the ordinary about it, except for it is a bicycle for 2. And this is perhaps a memory about something that happened in your past. Maybe you actually did ride a bicycle for 2 with someone. But there could definitely be more to it than that. So we are going to pull some other cards and see perhaps if this has a different kind of symbolism for you. Dream symbols can be very tricky, but they can be decoded. So let's see what this first card is. Okay, this is the Strength card. And I'm feeling as though this is something that you had to endure. Perhaps an illness at one point in time. You're healed now. You had the strength to get through it, but you're healed now. Or perhaps this was the loss of someone or something. Someone meaning a person, or perhaps a beloved pet, and you're healing from this loss, which could possibly have the symbolism in the card, the dream card, as in the past, you're moving forward with your partner on this bicycle, which is not a very speedy way to go in comparison to like a car or an airplane or something like that. But you are moving forward slow but sure. But you're feeling very sad about, as though you're leaving that person or that pet behind. Or this could even be a job. It could be a loved one. You may have had a relationship with someone. Maybe you're moving away. This could cover a lot of things. So let's take a look and see where this goes. So the card is rebirth or judgment. And in a lot of ways, I feel as though, even though you know that you're healing, I feel like you are judging yourself as to not maybe healing fast enough. You might be comparing yourself to someone else and feeling as though you just aren't doing it the way that you should be. Because other people, have come out of things, and, their rebirth is phenomenal, as though nothing ever happened. But remember, you cannot see what's going on the inside of someone. This might be what they're showing on the outside, but it doesn't mean that that is what is being felt on the inside behind closed doors. So let's pull another card and continue. So we have the Death card here, and the number 13 is written on that stone, and obviously that's the number for the Death card. But breaking it down to number 4, the 4 is about stability and feeling stable. And I believe that the symbology on this past card really does have to do with the loss of a loved one, or the loss of a pet, or something else that you have lost. That when you look at the Death card, it's a transformation for you. And, we have this, that, whatever this is, it's taken strength and endurance. And it's a whole new calling perhaps for you. And it's a whole new transformation, something that is completely changing for you, something that has completely changed you, or is in the process of doing so. And keep in mind that when dealing with dreams, you are the only one who can determine what the symbology of your dream is. This is just bringing something forth for you of a dream that you did not recall having. And we all have those. So if something is going on in your life right now that, is requiring endurance and strength, and where you feel as though you are judging yourself, and, that you feel like you should be doing ever so much better than you are, but you realize that, the more that you look at it, you're transforming, you're changing. So let's take another card here. And there we have the Four of Pentacles. As I was talking with the Death card, and the 13, 3 plus 1 is 4, and the stability. And again, this is a card, Four of Pentacles is about being stable in your life. And for some, it is about hoarding things, hanging on to things, hanging on to things because you're afraid of losing them, or you're afraid someone will take them away from you. But in this case, I really believe that this is telling you that you're doing fine. You're doing absolutely fine. You're dealing with things as they're meant to be dealt with. You are moving forward. Even though you feel like you're, looking back and living in the past, you really are moving forward. And you're not moving forward alone. If you see the Rebirth card, that's just one bee in an entire hive. If you look at the Strength card, there's all kinds of bees on her hands and moving up away from her. You're not alone in this. And on the Past card, you're being guided forward. And that little bird in the back could very well be with its wings pushing you forward as the gentle creature in front is pedaling you forward. So you've got helpers, animal helpers and spirit helpers helping you move forward, helping you with whatever transformation this is. You're not alone. Might be going slowly, but you're not alone, and you are moving forward. So let's get a final message here for you, pile 2. We have the Green Witch. Connect to the spirits and energy of your local landscape. Seek enchantment. So I think that card is just saying, again, as we were just talking about with the person in the front of the bike and the bird in the back as being guides, connecting to the spirits and energy of your local landscape. So connect to the earth as you see happening in the Four of Pentacles. She's standing on the ground. She's standing strong, holding on to those things that make her physically feel good and things that perhaps help her with her survival and this transformation. And it's saying, look for the magic. Because to many, spirits, guides are a form of magic. See the beauty in what is happening and realize it's all a part of the plan. So there we have it, pile 2, the dream that you cannot recall and what it could possibly mean for you. So until next time, take care. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to Conversations with Sakina. We're going to get started looking into the dream that you had that you don't recall having. Okay, so just split the cards here for the first card. We have beacon. And a beacon is something that alerts you to something you should see, like a beacon of light. And this card is a symbolic kind of card. It is going to share with you something that was in your dream, things that were in your dream that would mean something to you in the daily life, in your waking time. And what we're seeing here are three individuals with no faces. And these cards are gentle creatures. So I'm going to say these are friends, gentle creatures, gentle friends. And as you can see, they are all different colors. So we have a white gentle creature, we have a red gentle creature, and we have I'm going to say dark brownish black gentle creature standing in water and with huge clouds around them, a lot of clouds. Perhaps these are rain clouds, perhaps these are smoke clouds. But these individuals have no faces. And the bird is flying at a very odd angle. Perhaps it's a bird that fishes in the water and is going down quickly to grab a fish for something to eat. So each one of these symbols on the card is going to mean something to you. It'll be your own individual symbology. So let's take a look at a few other cards to see if we can kind of get a clue of what this dream was for you. A little bit more about what it might be working with in your waking life. So the first card we have here is the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so with the Queen of Pentacles, I'm seeing someone, meaning probably you, who is working very hard, caring and nurturing something. Now this could be your health or someone else's health, or it could be something work related. It could be a family unit per se. It could be a project that you're working on with other people, but you're putting a lot into it. So let's see what more there might be here. Okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles. Now so far we have two pentacles or two earth cards. So I'm feeling as though what you're doing has something to do with material items. Something you are creating, something that you're making that is tangible to the touch. So this could be, you could be baking. You could be creating ceramic items. You could be creating jewelry. You could be creating teas. Whatever it is, the symbology on your beacon card is showing you that it's for everyone. Not just for an individual group of people, but it's for everyone. So let's go further here. There's always some mystery. And we have the Sun card. And the Sun card, as you know, brings joy and happiness. And on that Sun card, there are many different varieties of bees and tons of seeds in a huge sunflower. So again, going back to what you're creating physically, or what is being created physically, and going back to the dream symbology card of the beacon, the spotlight here is on the fact that the beings on the card are of different colors. The white, the red, and the brown or black. And I think with the bird, again, flying down into the water that they're standing in, I think that bird in the strange direction it is flying is kind of saying that everybody is unique and individual. So whatever it is that you're creating needs to also reflect that uniqueness, that individuality of each person. So if you're creating just one thing, you might consider expanding on that one thing. And there's a lot of smoke in the air, as though things are not really clear to you. You can see the individuals very clearly, but you're not seeing anything beyond them. So I think this reading is trying to help you get a bigger picture. So let's see again with another card. Okay, so we have the World card. And as you can see on the World card, we have 4 different kinds of bees also. So again, we've got the diversity of difference here, the differences in individuals, the uniqueness and the needs of each one is different. However, in the Sun card, all of those bees can come together on one sunflower, but each one may prefer a different part of the flower. You just don't know. So if you're creating something and you haven't really thought about the uniqueness and the difference in people, I believe that's what this dream was sharing with you, is that you need to really look at this, the difference. These cards scream that in all ways. It's really putting a beacon on that, on diversity in people and uniqueness in people. So the World card is beginning and end, but it's also a card of integration, where you are taking what you're doing, what you've been caring for and nurturing for however long now, or maybe you're just getting started, but it's integrating the idea of this uniqueness. And you're meant to pay attention to the beacon and what the light is shining down on, what the bird is pointing at. So let's get a final message here for you. Ooh, that shot out of there. So it says seed spells. Create your story. It is the most potent form of magic. So this is allowing you, telling you that how you create is totally up to you, but you've been offered the seed of knowledge here. The beacon is pointing to specifically what you needed to know to move your material project forward and to create harmony in all ways, where there's no problems with anyone or for anything. So there is your unrecalled dream. Until next time, take care.